G'day, hello, how are you? I am Parkera and welcome to another episode. I think this should be episode, I don't know, 11? My goodness. Okay, so we did a bit of setup in the winter period. We've kind of skipped through. I did think about selling the sunflowers that we have in storage, but we're going to hang on to those because I have a plan which may now not work. But it is springtime, it is March, and we are ready to rock and roller. So in February, what I managed to do, I just did a bit of sorting out, and we also purchased some fertilizer, and we purchased a planter. So a planter is what we need to do for corn, to put those sort of crops deep into the ground. So you're talking, like corn and sunflowers, for example. So we have got this here. We purchased this for about 89,000. It wasn't the original one I was going to go for, but it is what we've got. So we're going to get into planting some sunflowers today, and we shall get stuck in. I hope everyone is well and handy dandy, looking after themselves. Let's turn her on. We're ready to go. We'll lower her. We're going to make sure we've got fertilizer in here, and we also have sunflowers. Let's hit the road now. I think this might be fourth time trying to record this. I tried to record this the other day, but I was making such a mess. It was crazy in terms of getting it right and everything. And then I kind of remembered, and then I finally got it right. Finally, some sort of success with sowing the crops and everything in this field. And then Bob's Uncle Mary's your mother. I looked over to see, hey, how long has this recording been? And realised I hadn't re-recorded it. I hadn't pressed record again because I had like 4 or 5 false starts really, if you like. And oh my goodness, when I finally got it there, guess what happens? You forget to turn on the recording. Never mind. So we're going to get to this end here and then just cool. We should be okay to get this done. I'm not going to worry about headlands. We do have enough space. I think we may have to do a bit of a 600 point turn, but I think we should be okay with the fence here from the neighbour. Now this is a big old cedar, as you can tell, but it does the job for us, and we are still going for it. Okay, it should be lined up about right, and we'll see how we go. Still trying to play around the steering wheel. It's not the best. Trying to get this sort of set up really, but we'll see how we go. We are missing a little bit there, and it's kind of what was happening last time. I don't really want to have to keep doing that, but it is what it is. So we're not going to get perfectly straight roads, unfortunately. I may just sacrifice coming back a little bit and just go over a row, just so we can kind of get some sort of a good crop seeded sown in there. This is very wide, so we kind of have to be careful a little bit. We are going to over-row a bit here. I just want to make sure of what we've got, because I'm not overly pleased with how we are kind of going at the moment. But we'll see how we go. We are getting this seeded nicely though, a good speed. And we'll just have to carefully, just getting it in there, so we are good. We will just oversow a little bit here, so we should be fine and dandy, handy mandy. Now the plan was, I did test it out for about 80 odd thousand. We could purchase the oil mill, and I'm thinking about doing that, but we will hold off on that now. At the moment we are going to be planting obviously our sunflowers here, which is good. But we're going to what we're going to probably do is, I may likely even just today, just get a bit of cash coming in, probably sell our sunflower and maybe the corn that we have in stock, or in storage I should say, and then we'll just to give a bit of income, and we'll see. I might sell the corn first though, because we can see, I don't know how much we're going to have a look. We are over the best price for that. So the plan going through stand is, okay, so again, I'm not happy here. Not just quite getting it right here. We've missed that little section there, which is a pain as well. We should be okay here now. Go about 270-ish, and we come back down the other row to finish it off with a bit of overlap. We'll go through those little sections that we've missed as well, because we just don't want to, have that. We can see there we've got some stones that have been missed when we came through stoning, so we'll just have to sacrifice ourselves with those. Again, we're just kind of coming off here. It's not the best. Like I say, I'm just having a few issues here with my steering wheel in terms of getting it straight and staying. It's just a, what do you call it? It's the axis. So we'll see how we go here. If you see me putting the lights on, it's because I'm actually using my keyboard right now to steer. So I'm kind of, I wonder if this has a, no it doesn't, okay. So I'm not going to just go and plant needlessly here into the grass. We'll try and just get a little bit, so we will have obviously overlap. But not so much, I hope. Alright, let's get it started. We'll lower this down. And we'll just get seeding. As best we can. So we're getting this through nice and quick anyway. And like I said, we'll go through that little bit, a couple of patches there that we've kind of missed and get those sorted. And once we've done this, we will, I'll just discuss what we're probably going to plan on doing anyway here. We are into spring now. We do have a few options up our sleeve, which is always good. And again, we're just not getting it here. Just not quite getting it today. It just seems to be a bit of a mission. And we'll just turn around and we'll get those little bits that we missed here, and this, which won't be too much of a problem because it is just what we have to do. I just plant in here, which is fine. Luckily the sensors pick up where we've already seeded, so they're not going to reseed in the rows that we have done already. So we'll get these little bits here done, and then we can call this field done. Nice and dusted, nice and done, handy mandy and all that jazz. Hope everyone is well and having a good time. Thank you all for your comments and everything on these videos. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Cool. So he is done. I'll turn him off for now. Okay, and I'll just have a look what we got here. So at the moment, what we can see is there's the crop calendar here. So the ideal is I want to purchase the sunflower, or not the sunflower, the oil refinery. I did have a bit of money, from last year that we could have used, but then bought the equipment for the, the planting, so we needed to get that sorted, so that came into our income a bit more, and then I bought a bit more fertilizer because we actually didn't have any anyway. So we've done that. We've cut our budget down to about 30,000. I may get a little bit of a loan just to boost that up, but the plan is sunflowers. So we've planted our sunflowers now. They'll be harvestable in October. Now we do have some sunflowers and corn, I believe, in stock, so we may look at doing that in terms of just seeing how much we can get now for them. So we've got already in the ground, we've got barley, which is going to be harvestable in June, and then the plan is hopefully, with any luck, we may be able to plant canola straight after. If we go to our fields here and we can have a look at our farm, we've now just done the sunflowers. Obviously we've got the barley growing here, and this is empty still, and I'm going to hopefully try and get canola in here. we can probably harvest that, maybe do a quick fast turnaround and plant a double canola. But I don't think I want to leave 48 hanging around so much, if that makes sense. I'm not too sure what we're going to plant here at this stage. If we look at what we got, so we've got 5,600 litres of sunflowers and 6,300 of corn. So obviously if we just quickly look at the fluctuations from the last 12 months of corn, we are in now March, so it's, you know, we're looking at July as a good time to sell corn, so I may just hold that in there. We don't have any more corn planted. I am tempted to plant corn, but at the moment, in terms of like an end product, we don't have anything planned for that. The only thing we can really do is cereal. What I'm thinking of doing is we'll just plant corn as a means to like be a cash crop as such. Planting of those obviously starts in April and harvested is October, November. But we can then wait. So if we harvest October, November, we can sell it at almost a good price in December anyway, so it's not too bad. Kind of lead us in. If we look at the sunflowers, currently, like I said, we've got 5,600 litres. For current prices, we have Goldcrest Valley, which is a train that's going up at 600 or 1,600. The thing is, you've got to pay for rental of the train. That can be a few hundred. It could be $1,000, roughly about $1,000 an hour. So I might just bypass the train, take a little bit of a hit, and go on to the 1466 here. Although that's a lot. That's if I'm going to sell it today. Again, if we look at the fluctuations, again we are in March, so it is actually about equivalent to February. So we probably want to look at selling it. I may look at taking the hit for the train, and just see what we can do. So the thinking is now, even looking at corn prices, which aren't the best, is probably just trying to see what we can get. Because if we look at the current prices for corn, we can get Goldcrest Valley 869 per 1,000 litres, roughly. So we might just cash in on those crops today, get them on the train, get the train sent to Goldcrest Valley, cash it in and see what we have, and then we can kind of part over. The plan is obviously to buy the oil refinery. Obviously, I don't see the point in buying the oil refinery if we have no sunflowers to put in there. So we're probably looking at maybe another year before we look at actually purchasing that, so we have something in the crop. Because obviously, if we can get the canola in the ground, we've got the sunflowers in the ground. I know there's a lot of explanation here. Apologies, but if we can get, so we've got this obviously sunflowers in the ground due to be harvest October, November. If we can get a quick turnaround and get the canola planted in August, we then have to wait until following July to harvest them. But you know, if we go into next year, we are then able to have sunflower crop which we will replant, and we have an oil refinery, so we can put those into our refinery. We're not having to sell, and we can just use wheat, barley, and probably corn as other crops that we can rotate through for the meantime. So the plan is, well, I mean, we've got a harvest coming with this. We've planted here, and we're going to probably look at planting. I'm going to put something in 48. We're going to look at doing that next episode. Bit of a jibber jabber. So what we're going to do is we are going to try and do a fast turnaround on fields 47 here, which has now currently got the barley. So we can harvest that in June. We give us July to turn that around in terms of cultivate, plant, stone. Then we can, well, not plant, cultivate, get the stones. I don't think it needs ploughing or anything. It looks pretty good. And then we can get the canola in August onto that field. And if we look at the other field now, which is Sheila's field as I call it, we can probably wait till April, maybe just put some corn in there. Or we could look at oats as well, which is kind of not a bad option when we consider as an early crop. We could use as just like a sell crop, cash crop if you like, and we can just utilize that until eventually we do also want to look at bread, which is oat, barley, wheat and sorghum. We could come down here. Sorghum is again in April, but if we look maybe at some of the crops, like see all these sugar cane, potatoes and these specialist equipment, I don't really want to use that. We could do soybeans in April and corn, or we could just go and put some oats in there. Now if we quickly have a look at the price of oats, and the current price is Goldcrest Valley again chain, goes on the train. It's $1,000 going up. So the current and we have the best. This is based on the last 12 months of pricing. The best time is December for oats, which would then take us to an August harvest, hold it into December, and maybe sell it. So we're probably looking at oats. I'll have a look at soybeans and see what's the price for soybeans. So July is the highest, and then so we're probably not hanging on to that as much. It's all good prices though, but yeah, we're not going to get that in really in time. So a lot of Jibba Jabba. I hope that made sense to you, and hopefully if I've remembered your video, I have put some sort of an explanation in the description or a comment for the previous video, which was regarding the contracts. But I'm going to go and park this thing away. We're going to find a space for her in the shed somewhere. Might have to just put her in the workshop or in the barn, move that roller out in the meantime. But we'll see you next episode, where I will hopefully have made a decision, and it's leaning towards oats, and we will go and put oats in Sheila's field. That will give us both our fields ready to rock and roll, and we also then have the barley harvest to look forward to in a few months' time. I'm Parkera. Sorry for the Jibba Jabba, folks. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment down below. I'm just glad that I managed to get this done, because this is like take 1,000. I tried to do it again last Friday, which is normally a recording day for me, to get 2 weeks ahead, and I just failed 3 or 4 times, like I said. And I just like, nah, I'm just going to lose the plot here. I'm just going to wait until another day. And today is that other day. Alright, folks. Thanks for watching. Kia kaha.